Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to clean the mass airflow sensor in your vehicle. So let's go ahead and get started. Now to do this, really all you're going to need is this product by CRC. It's the mass airflow sensor cleaner. You want to make sure that that's only what you use. You can't use the electrical cleaner for connectors or all that. It has to be for the mass airflow sensor. So you want to make sure that you get the specific product. You can pick this up. I think I got this one at Walmart. It was like $7.88, but it came in a 2-pack with another cleaner. But this is what you're going to want to look for. Make sure that it's specifically for the mass airflow is this cleaning product. Now, the first thing that people will ask is, how do you know if your mass airflow sensor is failing? Well, the first and obvious one is your vehicle will generate some kind of fault codes. And we're going to look at those in a few minutes because this particular vehicle that we're going to be cleaning the sensor on did that. Another obvious sign is that your car will also idle rough, it'll run rough, which are also indications of a failing O2 sensor as well. And if you want to see about O2 sensors as far as understanding their functionality, terminology, things like that, you can do so via the link above. But in this case here, we did have a rough idle. And that was the first indication, and then it did generate a fault code. And we're going to look at that fault code next, and I'll show you exactly what that would be. Let's go ahead and check fault codes. And here's what we're getting. We're getting the P0102, which is your mass or volume airflow circuit low input. Let's click on that, and this will expound if need be. There's no on that one. Then you have the P1514, and this one here pertains to multiple manufacturers, and if you're using Torque Pro or any kind of OBD2 Bluetooth with a device, a lot of times it'll give you the breakdown. These are the different manufacturers, but overall, just the overall meaning of this code is that your airflow to the throttle position sensor correlation is high. So in either case, both of these fault codes are pertaining to the mass airflow sensor. So let's go ahead and clean the sensor. We'll go ahead and clear these codes. We'll run it again and see if that took care of the problem. Now, just to help you understand exactly what this sensor does, the mass airflow sensor, pretty much it determines the mass airflow rate entering a fuel-injected engine, which then, in return, helps balance the correct fuel that's then sent to the engine. Looking under the hood of your vehicle, you have your air filter canister, which is right here at your intake, and then you have the air intake duct that comes in here, usually right after your air filter canister. This is your airflow sensor right here, the mass airflow sensor. Is usually mounted directly after that, because as the air comes in, then it's picking it up here, the sensor, and then measuring it, and then sending it back to the computer. So the easy way to locate it is if you can find where your air filter canister is, it's usually located right after that if you follow the duct going in to the intake after the canister. You want to be very careful not to damage any of the screen or on the inside here, any of the little wires. So be very careful with that. They're very delicate. But next thing that you're going to do is then disconnect the harness plug from it. And if you have one of those little safety clips, make sure that you go ahead and do that. You can see here on the inside, there's your sensors. They're very delicate, and you can see the very tiny little wires crossing there. They're also delicate. So what you're going to do is clean that inside using the appropriate cleaner. So let's go ahead and get the cleaner ready, and we'll go ahead and spray it out, clean all the dirt on both sides of this, put it back in, and then we'll go ahead and clear the codes, run the computer, and see if it's taken care of. In the event that it would not have solved the problem, then you would just have to go ahead and replace your actual mass airflow sensor. You can pick these up and you just plug it back in and reconnect it to the intake duct housing there and put it back in, and you'd be done. You can see here on the inside, you've got these real little, almost hairline wires in between. So you're going to want to spray all that. Spray it real good. Clean it out. And the good thing about using this product here, the one that's made for the airflow sensor, is it dries very quick. And then I'll turn it around and do this side too to get it through from the other side. Let it dry before we put it back in. And you can see in there, it looks very nice and clean. We're letting it dry out very well. You don't want to be touching any of that because you don't want to damage anything. Everything is dry, so we're ready to put the sensor back in. I'm going to go ahead and connect everything back up, put it all back together. We'll clear the computer, run the vehicle, and see if we get any more codes, and that'll tell us whether this is clean and good to go or whether we need to replace it. Okay, let's go ahead and connect to the ECU.
Connected to OBD.
All right, start the car. We're going to go ahead and run it a little bit here, and then we'll check the computer and see how it looks. We're taking the vehicle for a spin so we can test it. So far, driven about 80 miles. You can see there, no fault codes, no check engine lights. So we're going to head back, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect to the computer, so that way we can check it that way and just confirm that there are no fault codes in the system. Let's check the computer. All right, so no fault codes found. So it looked like the cleaning worked out good. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up this video on how to clean a mass airflow sensor. I hope this video helped you out. Please send me any questions, any comments. I would love to hear from you. As always, I appreciate all of the support out there. Please like the video, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.